Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all collectively bow down to Shrimadji and put ourselves in bandhan. Now let's just settle into ourselves. And let the attention go to our heart, and from there, just expand into the whole being, into the Sahasrara, at the feet of Shrimadji. It is that time of year when we celebrate the great event of the opening of the Sahasrara. Which Shrimadji did so easily with her advent and made it possible for all of us to not only experience but grow into that state of awareness which was unknown to the masses. Let us bow down within our heart and express our gratitude to her for having made that possible and raised our awareness so much higher. Thank you, Shrimadji. And when we celebrate this great happening, and we celebrate the opening of our own Sahasrara, we also now have to establish the state of nirvicharita, or thoughtless awareness, and nirvikalpita, which is doubtless awareness within us. So when we sit in meditation with her grace and the awakening of our mother Kundalini within us, we touch the state of thoughtless awareness, and maybe even touch doubtless awareness. But at this stage, all the prayers, all the pujas, all the meditation, sharing it with others, everything also has to culminate in us becoming that state. And not just thoughtless awareness, but doubtless awareness, where we are conscious on our central nervous system of having that divinity awakened within us. Because only in that can we recognize Shrimadji as the great goddess within us, and pervading this whole universe in everything. Everything that we see, everything we do, is just an extension of the work, of the play of Sri Adi Shakti. Let's take the name and offer the name of Sri Ganesha. So that holiness pervades not only within us, but permeates into this whole universe. Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. We'll offer his name 3 more times with a simple prayer. That, O Lord Ganesha, as you make everything holy, kindly make us that wherever we go, we become the source of innocence. We emit innocence. And may the innocence in everything, in nature, in human beings, in everything that we come in contact with, may that innocence also be awakened. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now let's thank the reflection of Sri Adi Kundalini within us as our mother Kundalini, because she's the one who's awakening and helping to establish our own divinity. Sri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matra Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now we'll offer the mantra of Sri Kartikeya and pray and request him that all the obstacles, all the challenges to our ascent, with his grace may they be removed. Sri Kartikeya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kartikeya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. With enthusiasm, with joy in the heart, and that thankfulness for all that we have been given. Let the attention settle in the Sahasrara. And ask Srimadji to kindly enlighten that inlet, that attention, and remove all the things that contaminate it. Srimadji, kindly make our attention Nirmal. And the name of Srimadji as Nirmal encompasses everything that is divine. At this stage, with full heart, let's surrender everything at her feet, namely this ego and superego, because to the barriers, to us manifesting our own divinity. So let's just surrender everything to her. And also have that prayer that our goal, our focus, is that in everything we do, everything we say, wherever our attention goes, all we want to do is to please her. Which translates that every action, every thought should be geared to pleasing her, so that we become reflections, the pratibamb of the divine. Now we'll offer the three Mahamantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namo Namaha. So today's meditation and prayer should be that whatever it does, whatever it takes, whatever penance I have to do within myself, I will do it so that the state of nirvikalpita becomes part parcel of my being, and I am that. And thank you, Shimadji, for opening those doors for us. Jai Shrimad.
Very gratified to see so many Sahajogis have come to celebrate the Sahasrar day. Without breaking the Sahasrara, we could not have achieved the ascent, our mass. But the Sahasrara, which is the brain, has gone into too much complications in the West. And the nerves are very much twisted one upon another. To keep Sahasrara open should be very easy if the Western brains could understand and be aware about your mother. When your mother is the deity of Sahasrara. The only way to be able to keep the Sahasrara open has to be complete surrendering. For that, many ask me, how do we do? It's a very funny question. It is irrelevant. If your Sahasrara has been opened out by someone, and luckily that is the deity before you, it should be the easiest thing to surrender. But it is not. It is difficult. Because the attention that has come up through the cells of the brain, expressing itself through the cells of the brain, is polluted. It is impure. It is destructive. It spoils the nerves. And when the nerves are spoiled, the light of the spirit does not shine on the nerves. And you feel the inability to surrender. Normally, it should be the easiest thing to do. So we have to mentally approach ourselves. We have to talk to ourselves and say to ourselves, what are you doing? What is surrendering? It is enjoyment. It is just enjoyment. Then why I cannot surrender? What is lacking in me? Am I a very low-level person? Am I the one who was just saying I am a seeker, but I am not? Am I a dishonest person that I cannot surrender? If so, what am I proud of myself? If that is the situation, then why am I so much enamored by my ego? What do you have to surrender? A drop has to dissolve into the ocean to become the ocean. And a drop cannot be greater than the ocean, can it be? So what is the surrendering? Surrendering of our conditionings, of our ego, and the artificial barriers we have built around us. One can approach mentally, one can approach emotionally, and also physically we can approach ourselves. We can approach ourselves through mantras. Through seeing ourselves, through knowing ourselves. But one should know this is the greatest of greatest opportunity for you, not for the divine. If you are not available, divine can find its own ways of fulfilling its last culmination of expression. Even to understand how immense the task is, you need a surrendering heart. Only through mental approach, when you arrive, you develop a petty ego that you are doing a great work. Like I telephoned to America saying that I'll be coming. There's a very big scientist in Los Angeles who is an Indian Maharashtrian fellow. He missed his Nobel Prize. Such a great scientist. He telephoned to me immediately saying, Mother, I'm coming to New York to receive you. I'm taking leave for 15 days. When you are here, I want to be with you. What else is to be done? As it is, I'm doing Sahaja Yoga by the way, at my own convenience. Whenever I get time, that's what I'm doing, isn't it? But I would like to travel with you to Europe, to all the different places. With you to spend some time, otherwise, what am I doing here? But what I have heard, that people are arriving at different times for Sahasrarthi. I was amazed. It's typical Western mind. By the way, Sahaja Yoga is done mostly. By the way, it should be convenient, it should be a weekend. When just by the way for a holiday we can go to Vienna. There, of course. By the way, we'll have a puja. And by the way, Mother will raise the Kundalini. She will awaken our deities. And then by the way, we'll be enjoying the blessings. No sacrifice can be done for God. No time, they have no time. Everything is by the way. It's rather amazing. For war, people gave up their lives. For destruction, they work so hard, day and night. But for the construction of humanity, for the ultimate goal of divinity. In the West, how many there are who really surrender? If it suits, then we'll be there. Sahaj. This is Sahaj time. We should read Sahaj. I heard about this many a times. There are still many who take that kind of an attitude towards Sahaja Yoga.
Now, let's meditate on what Shrimanji has identified as the challenges and the problems which we have to overcome within ourselves. The first thing is, through all the shenanigans of the human mind, the nerves in the brain are twisted. Through our meditation, they start to open up, but the attention which feeds into the cells of the brain, that is polluted. So we have to ask and pray that Shrimanji kindly make this attention holy and pure, so that the light of the Spirit shines and cleanses and makes holy the nerves within us, so we can surrender to your will and obey without question in everything we do, in everything we say, in how we dress up, in how we behave, in how we conduct ourselves. May the light of the Spirit shine into everything. By your grace, may our surrender grow, and may we be worthy that your grace flows into us and you settle into our heart, because that's your place in our Sahasrara.
It is sometimes surprising for me. If I go to a village, people take leave for 15 days, 1 month. In Rauri, people take leave for 1 month to prepare for my coming. 1 day leave for them is a very big thing. They are the people who deserve. It's not what you dress and what you eat and what you have. It's what you can give and give up. The tags of mundane life are to be cut off. We must understand. It's a progress of people like slaves tied up to chains. Chains of desires, chains of complacentness, chains of lethargy, chains of ego, which is like a log. So, we have to understand ourselves. Everybody has to understand oneself. That through you, the salvation of the world has to come. You are chosen for the emancipation of the whole humanity. The Divine wants you to work as a channel for the beautification of this universe, for the ultimate expression of God's love. When I say this, I find suddenly the ego coming up automatically. On the contrary, a surrender to fill up your vessels with the bliss, the bliss of divinity, so that when you go to others, you pour on them the beauty and love of God. It is for you to understand yourself. Very well, and not others. Don't blame anyone. It's so precious that no words can describe the greatness of these moments which we are spending together. You have to feel it within yourself, the assignment that is given to you through your own spirit, through your own state. You can fulfill the assignment. But lack of faith in yourself cannot give you surrendering powers. Surrender is the opening of Sahasrara. Keeping it completely open. So that the Nirvikalpa state is established within us. There should be a regular progress of improvement. Regular progress of the opening. Have you ever seen any lotus or any flower that blooms, and in between again does not bloom, then collapses, then blooms? Have you ever seen such a nonsensical phenomena in the nature? You come up, again you go down, again you come up, you go down. Have you ever seen a tree that comes up, again goes inside the mud, again it comes up, again goes back into the mud, blaming other people? Have you seen any animal which starts growing, then it becomes a dwarf, again it grows, again it becomes a dwarf? Even these huge palaces which have been built so beautifully for us, do you see that they become small suddenly and then collapse, and then again they blow up? Only the balloon of ego and superego does that. And when you are identified with them, you too become very peculiar personalities. The lotus of your Sahasrara is open now. It must open more and more and more. And should not suddenly collapse, again open, again collapse. It's a very complicated phenomena. You can see in the West, and you can be very much surprised sometimes. To me, it's sometimes very shocking to see. Suddenly someone will come, oh, I'm very nervous about this thing, I'm very nervous about that. Another person will come and tell me, I want to leave Sahaja Yoga now. Another one come and tells me, oh, it's too much, I cannot go any further with it. So we must realize that there is something very peculiar within us, something absurd within us. That's why it happens. We go forward, backwards all the time. What is this pendulum? That cannot be Sahasrara. Sahasrara is not a pendulum. It is a lotus. So the pendulum is the chitta, is the attention. The attention that moves from left to right, right to left, goes on like that all the time. But the area of Sahasrara is the realm of God. When the Brahmarandhra opens fully, then the heavens open within yourself. The Kundalini, which has risen up and given you realization, creates that subtle opening by which the divine starts pouring all its subtleties inside your brain. But if you are pressing it from both the sides with these balloons, sometimes opening, sometimes closing, sometimes opening, the divine recedes its attention. You must know that. The attention is receded back, and if it is done many a times, the divine doesn't bother. So it is you who has to achieve that state, and all of us can achieve that state of Nirvikalpa. In that there is just progression. After Nirvikalpa you cannot come down. If somebody is still going up and down, he should know he is still not up to the point, and he should face up to himself and tell himself or herself that no, I have to be into Nirvikalpa where I do not come down. The people who are not in the Nirvikalpa state are not going to be saved. I am very sorry to say that. They are not going to be saved. They will be punished. May not be in the same way those who are not realized souls, but they will not occupy the seats in the realm of God Almighty. At least you must reach the state of Nirvikalpa. Do not blame any circumstance. Do not blame your father, mother, brother, atmosphere, this, that. There's no need to blame anyone. Because somebody came, we were influenced. What is the matter with you? I am here. You are not influenced by me. How are you influenced by somebody who is so stupid, obviously, so dominating? That means, what is your level? So tomorrow I've decided to tell you how to be at the state of Nirvikalpa. As I said, we can approach mentally. But mentally, if I say you take this medicine and you do not take the medicine, that is just a mental thing. The medicine is kept on the cupboard. You are just the same, and then you say, Mother, yes, we listened to your lecture. So the keynote of tomorrow's puja, as I have decided, that you have to be at the Nirvikalpa state. We can say this Sahasrara day is a very big day, because I never threw such an ultimatum before. Because now we are established as Vishwadharma, as the universal religion. We are not like other religions where after the death of the incarnations people started the religion and did whatever they wanted to do with that. In our living time, we are going to make ourselves that instrument which will represent the Vishwadharma. We have to have strong deities within ourselves. We have weakened them by all mistakes, doesn't matter. They are weak because traditionally we haven't got the strength. Doesn't matter. But now this religion has been established. We cannot have black spots. Anymore. We've done all the choosing, the training, everything. And you all have to jump into the boat now. There's no more time left for us to dilly-dally. Those who will be left behind will be left behind.
Each talk of Shrimadji is a counseling session. It's a lesson. So now let's pay attention to these challenges which still exist within us. The shackles of the ego, the superego, which still exist within us and drag us down and make us do stupid things. So here make the commitment that whatever these ideas are, which come from my mind, these are ideas, not reality. And I'm making a commitment that I'm going to get rid of these so I can surrender to reality, to Shrimataji. And get out of this pendulum of my attention which swings from the left to the right. And just settle down in the Sahasrara. So let's just meditate on that and commit that whatever it takes to work out this within ourselves, we'll do that. So no longer are we going up and down and swinging. Shimaji, we commit that we'll throw away these shackles of our ego and superego and establish ourselves, our attention in the Sahasrara at your holy lotus feet. Whatever is taking us away from that, we have nothing to do with that because that's not us, and we will get rid of it.
It's a very intense period now. You must understand. The intensity of the period is not by the way. It's not anymore Sahaja, it is Mahayoga now. And you have to become Maha, you have to become great, otherwise you cannot be there. You have to jump out. Of all these things, tomorrow I'll try whatever is possible on my side. I'll work it out. It's a serious matter, I must tell you, that once I have established the religion, I don't want to have any holes in it. I avoided it because I was not sure. Now, I know for sure that there are many who could be called as Nirmalites. Because no more black spots. On the beautiful sari of your mother. It has to be absolutely highest quality. Gradually we used to drop out people. Gradually worked out this. There's no time left now. As I have told you, I am going back to India. Tomorrow I'll be able to tell you how gradually you have got up to your Sahasrara and to get to Nirvikalpa. You have to really dedicate yourself fully. It's not a matter of convenience to come to Sahaja Yoga. It's a Sahasrara. You have to cross the Himalayas. If you read the lives of the people who tried to travel up to Kailasha, you will know what hardships they have gone through. I have taken you very sweetly, delicately up to that point. But don't get spoilt by that. You will all fizzle out into thin air unless and until you are in the Nirvikalpa state. I'm sorry I have to say that here in Austria. This is the place which should demarcate the end of our journey to left and right. Because my husband is like that, my wife is like that, because my child is like this, you are not going to be excused. Whom are you telling? Your own spirit? Tell your spirit. Does it understand? It takes away your vibrations. It takes away your joy. It takes away your position. Nirvichara is very easy to establish. But that also some people have not. What about Nirvikalpa? You have to take it up very seriously. This may be the last Sahasrara day we are celebrating in Europe. Maybe. I don't know. It's not that mother is only happy if there are people of higher qualification or higher caliber. It's not that. I have very great concern for those who are lost, who are left out. But sometimes, through my experience, I think such people get spoiled. My love is not for spoiling you, is not for ruining you. It is for your emancipation. It's for you to enjoy the beauty of God's blessings on you. Even now, if there are people who are not righteous, who are not truthful, who are not virtuous at the dharma stage, then what can I talk to them? And then, if they are not even the spirit, then what am I to do with them? The ideologies, the talking, the discussions and arguments do not lead you there. No, they do not. It's meditation. What is meditation is actually facing yourself and correcting yourself with the full understanding as to what you are. We have to create ideal human beings. That is what is the Vishwadharma. Otherwise we have many dharmas going on. So many religious activities in the name of all the great incarnations, which are nowhere near the incarnations, just the opposite of it. This Nirvikalpa state has to be established once for all. So I don't have to then struggle with you. The group of people who will attend tomorrow Sahasrara should be able to establish that state. Otherwise they are just like the people who are newcomers. They are coming for the first time or 10 times or 11 times or 100 times. What difference does it make? To me, it is clear cut. I have short time because the instrument has to be all right. If you have to expedite the growth of the instrument in a proper way so that the God of love, God's love flows and the God of that love feels happy about it, we have to create such beautiful flowers that he appreciates. That he does not destroy. The spectator of this play has to be satisfied so that he postpones his destruction. That's why I said the time is short. Time is very short. If we want our children to grow into the realm of God, there are great saints who are born. If we want to give them a full chance of the enjoyment, then let us first of all become proper parents. And not people who just live with illusions. Everything in Sahaja Yoga cannot be explained. I cannot explain. I cannot, because we don't have those powers to understand. Like Gregor said, Mother, I want to have the sun. Because people told him the weekend will be terrible, there won't be any sun. Within 15 minutes, the sun was shining. Within 15 minutes, the wind started blowing, all the clouds settled round Vienna beautifully like a Sahasrara, and the sky opened as I want your Sahasrara to be open. All the nature is so anxious to work it out. But you must learn to cooperate with your spirit. It's not a cooperation that is just by the way. It is to be the spirit, the becoming of the spirit fully. Is very important. Nothing should stop that. I hope today's announcement will help all of us to have that understanding of our responsibilities towards ourselves and towards our Creator. It's nice to praise me for my love. It's nice to praise me for whatever has happened, but to be very frank, I do not know if you are praising me. I do not feel the praise because I am myself. I am not myself. I see myself as separate. And then I tell myself that, see, you are Adishakti, all right, but you have spoiled your children. You have not done full justice to them. They take everything so easy and mundane. So, you have to tomorrow take a vow within your heart. It's not the words that are important. It has to be living action of your being that should prove, that should convince you that we are fully surrendered. And the effects of that you will feel in your own personality, in your own being, in your own manifestation. With so many saints, why should I have any worry of spreading of Sahaja Yoga? Because there are some who drag you down. There are some adamant people, and there are some still who are possessed. There are some who are murmuring souls. Just don't pay any attention to them. They'll be all lost. Doesn't matter. We have to create the great day for us to be proud that we belong to this great religion of truth. There has been no religion so far which is the religion of truth. It practices something and preaches something, and it has nothing to do with the incarnation. You have to do something that people should say, we see our mother in this person. Today is a day when I want to bless some children. I've blessed many children. I would like to bless all the parents also, to understand that they have to contribute a lot for the upbringing of the children. There have been some very good tapes they have made in England, how to help the children to grow properly in this crazy Western life. And the one who has been the greatest enemy of yours worked in this place. He is the one who has ruined you, and you had to commit sin against the Holy Ghost, sin against your mother. Now, at this time, in this place, we have to turn our face to all that was the past and ascend into the new realm of bliss and joy. I assure you that with your dedication, it will work out. But just think in your mind, what have we sacrificed so far? No sacrifice is sufficient. But have we sacrificed anything? That will make you understand that your mother has given you your second birth without any difficulties. She's taken up all the labor pains upon herself. Now you are grown up. And you have to understand that now you are grown up people and you can't behave like children. That is over now. Now if you are grown up people, you have to become responsible for this Mahayoga and for this great Dharma that we have established. The Dharma that integrates all the Dharmas, the Dharma that purifies anybody who comes near, is the ocean of all the rivers. All the rivers flow to this great ocean of Vishwadharma. So we have to mold ourselves to be fit into the new pattern, the new rhythms, the new music of divine flute. Unless and until that happens, I do not think that Western people have much chances. If you have come for Sastra, be prepared. Tomorrow, I would like to work out as much as possible. I'm working 24 hours. Not a single minute I waste. And in the same way, I hope you will dedicate your 24 hours for your emancipation and the emancipation of the whole universe. May God bless you all.
Let's meditate on this aspect. that we will now transcend and establish the Vishwa Nirmal Dharma, the absolute pure religion of God Almighty, of the Goddess Almighty within ourselves, and everything which is contrary to that, whether it comes from our ego, conditioning, our attachments, our ideas, we will bury them and cremate them for good. And make a commitment that whatever is required to become that, to be a complete reflection of our mother, to get rid of all the nonsense which exists within us, we commit to doing that for our own emancipation and the emancipation of this whole world. Unless we become that, nothing is going to change. So we have to take that responsibility that the first change has to be within us, so then it triggers and manifests in this whole universe. Jai Shri Manji.
Today, in this beautiful place created by the Queen of Austria, we have gathered here to perform a puja to the Sahasrara. When we enter into the realm of Sahasrara, then only we have right to do the Sahasrara. Before this, nobody talked about Sahasrara. Nobody did any puja to Sahasrara. This is your privilege that you are in the realm of Sahasrara and that you can do this puja. Perform it. It's your right. You are chosen for this. It's a very privileged place for you to enter into the Sahasrara of the Virat, to reside in the brain as cells of that Sahasrara. Let us see what is the quality of the cells of Sahasrara. These are specially created cells through the working of the Swadhisthana. Passing through all the chakras, when they arrive at Sahasrara, they are equipped to handle the brain's activity without getting involved into other elements in the body. In the same way, the Sahajogis are not to be involved with the other cells, human beings, of the body of this universe. The first thing that happens to a Sahajogi at the Sahasrara level, that he becomes beyond Atit. So many things he transcends. Kalatit, he goes beyond time. Time is his slave. If you have to go somewhere, then suddenly you discover that everything is working about the same time when you are able to do it. Like you are, say, to catch a train, and you arrive late at the station, you find the train is late for you. Things work out in such a way that you feel they are all acting for your complete convenience. So you go beyond time, kala. Then you go beyond dharma. Dharma means dharma becomes part and parcel of your being. Nobody has to tell you, you do this or you do that. You just don't do it. Whatever you have to do it, you do it. When you go beyond all these dharmas that are the human dharmas is that his attention gets attracted either with lust, greed, at something, and then he cannot pull out his attention. But now the attention becomes dharma-atit, means the attention loses its dharma. The dharma of the attention are such that we have to put the dharmas taught by the prophets to control them. Because we are coming from the lowest level. So these dharmas exist in our being and start showing. And when they attack us, then we have to have some measures to control it. So we build up our dharmas, our rules and regulations, and control them, the dharmas which have come to us from lower condition. This is the greatness of human beings, that they have made their own dharmas established on top of the lower dharmas. Like carbon has say 4 valencies, it has to be in 4 valencies. It acts according to the 4 valencies. It cannot make it 6. But human beings can make those valencies established which are supposed to be representing the human dharma, the manav dharma. But with the Sahasrara ascent, the attention loses that quality. Means you don't have need, there's no need to put dharmas, restrictions upon yourself. You don't have to discipline, but you get disciplined automatically. That is the first sign of a person who is belonging to Nirmal religion. That is pure. Attention doesn't get attached or attacked by anything whatsoever. It is so pure. Like the lotus leaf, the water doesn't stay on it. So you become kalatit, you become dharmatit, you become gunatit. Means the 3 modes in which you are born, left, right and center, you go beyond. The left one is the one by which you have emotional attachments of your attention. The second one is the physical and the mental attachments. And the third one, the attachment to the dharma. Attachment to be righteous and making others righteous, of disciplining others and disciplining yourself, which is the sattvika, where a person tries to control all his enemies of lust, anger, pride, vanity, attachments, and greed. All these restrictions on the attention get lost, and you become a free person of complete wisdom. Your attention itself becomes dharmic. So you lose all your gunas and you become sadgunis, means virtuous, but not by discipline, but spontaneously. You become righteous spontaneously. Sometimes such people puzzle you, like Christ took a hunter in his hand and beat people who were selling things in the presence of God, in the sense in front of the temples. According to laws, we should not have temple. But this temple is a temple of a Gunati. And such a temple is a spontaneous happening, which is not to be analyzed, has to happen. The temper of the Devi on the Rakshasas, the killing of the Rakshasas, Krishna's samharas. Krishna is telling Arjuna that you have to kill all these people. They are all dead already. They all get explained because you go beyond. So it's the thief beyond conditions arise. Only the one who can control is beyond. The one who is innate cannot control. If you have to pull out the ship, you have to be on the shore. The one who has gone beyond can only do that. So you go beyond, that is a thief. But when it comes to the knowledge, about such a person, you cannot think, because such a person is beyond thinking. You cannot describe, because such a person cannot describe. You cannot say why Socrates agreed to take the poison. Why Christ agreed to get crucified. That's beyond human comprehension. That's how you behave beyond human comprehension, and you are not to take certificates from human beings. Your certificates come from God Almighty, and not from these human beings who are at a lower level. It would be like a dog writing about human beings. So you reach a state where it can be described with the word means without. Without. So such a person is without thought. He doesn't think. Such a person is without greed. Such a person is without lust, devoid of. Such a person is said to be ashamed, out of which nothing is left out. Like when you want to make a vacuum, you go on creating the vacuum, reach any point, but the vacuum cannot be complete because it reaches a point all the time where you find some part of it has to be remained. You cannot have a complete vacuum. But such a person has a complete vacuum. Vacuum of all the negative, aggressive qualities. Doesn't exist. Complete. Such a person is eternal being. Nobody can kill. Nobody can harm. Nobody can hurt. The anger of anyone or respect of anyone does not touch such a person. He is not disturbed by insults or non-insults. He is not related by praises. Because he is devoid of the capacity to enjoy the boons of the ego. So the third state where he reaches, he gets the blessing of the word ni, ni. Ni is the first word of my name. But in Sanskrit, when you combine it with mala, then it becomes nirmala. But the word is nihi. Ni which shakes little. Ni. That means sheer. Or when a R is added to it. But the first ni means without, devoid, and nira means sheer. Like when you say Nirananda, Nira, sheer Atma, sheer joy, Kevala, the only, there's nothing but joy. But this word is used, Nira, or Ni, used in two forms as I told you. One for saying without or devoid of. The another form is the only, absolute. The absolute. So here the joy becomes nirana, absolute joy. Nothing but joy. It's complete freedom. So you have all kinds of joys. As I told you before, you have Swananda, the joy of the spirit. Then you have got Brahmananda, the joy of well-being. You have got Leelananda, Krishnananda, where you have the joy of the play. But when you reach the state of Sahasrara, It is Niranand, means sure, absolute joy. Though the name Nira is my name, it means absolute. So when you put such an adjective before anything else, it becomes absolute. Thus you become absolute. And when you are at that state of absolute, then there is no place for anything else to be there but yourself. But let us see what is absolute. That means it is not relative. It has no relative quality. Absolute cannot be compared. Atulaniya, it cannot be compared. It cannot be related to anything. It is absolute. It cannot be comprehended because it cannot be related to anything else through which we can comprehend. It is absolute. Whatever way you try to know it, you go away from absolute. Whenever you try to analyze the absolute, you are away from it. So this is what at Sahasrara you get, Niranand. In different stages of Sahaja Yoga, we had to start from Sharira Ananda, means the Ananda of the body. Manasa Ananda, the joy of the Manasa is the psyche. Then you can say Ahankara Ananda, where you have to have the satisfaction of the ego. But the state has now to be established within us is of Nirananda. Then what is the question of fear? What is the question of talking about it? You cannot talk. Because how will you relate it? I cannot say it is like this, it is like that. There are no words for absolute to describe. Only by negation, not this, not this, not this, what remains is absolute. So you reach the state of absolute. And that is the stage a complete communication is established. And in that communication, you have nobody else but the absolute within you. That is the Sahasrara Puja you are here. That is the level to which you should aspire. That should be the ascent which should be established within ourselves. We don't have to go to Himalayas. We don't have to do anything drastic. Remaining in this world, we have to become the absolute, the only, Kevalam. There's nothing like how for it. You just become. You just become like a flower becomes a fruit. It's all built in, within it. Allow it to work out. Just by surrendering, you become. Surrender, and you'll be surprised. You will be at the stage where you will enjoy your absoluteness. It is absolute love. It is absolute compassion. It is absolute power. The words stop. The description stops. You just become the absolute. And feel your absoluteness through it, with that oneness. If somebody is not with you, you don't worry. There's no company needed. You're alone, enjoying the absolute. There only you can enjoy the absolute in others also, in the best form, without seeing anything else but the absolute. May God bless you.
Keeping our attention on ourselves. At the Sahasrara, we'll offer a short puja to our mother, who's the deity of the Sahasrara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Veli Shimaji, you're the supreme goddess who came on this earth in a human form to bless us. We surrender everything at your lotus feet. And we commit and promise to get rid of everything, all the nonsense within us, which keeps us away from our own reality and for the absolute. Well, Ishmaji, you're the sacred mother who gives the highest knowledge to her devotees. Sri Mata. We'll take the full mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For verily you're the one who's the great Empress, Sri Maharagni. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maharagni Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Verily you're the one who emerges for a divine purpose, and whose awakening has a divine effect. Shri Deva Karya Samudhyatai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Deva Karya Samudhyatai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Verily, you're beyond family, caste, race, or measurable dimensionality, and you reside in the Sahasrara, blessing everything. Shri Akula. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Akula Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Srimanji, you're the one who cuts the knot of illusion in the solar plexus, allowing your devotees to perceive the unreality of body-mind and to lose the sense of limited I-ness. Shri Vishnu Granthi Vibhedani. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Granthi Vibhedani Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shivaji, you're Shri Bhavani, the queen of Lord Shiva, and you're the one who gives the life force to this entire universe. Shri Bhavani. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Bhavani Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devai, Namo Namaha. You're the one who's fond of your devotees. Shri Bhakti Priya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Bhakti Priyai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who can only be known and realized through devotion. Shri Bhakti Gamya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Bhakti Gamyai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who bestows on us the sense of chastity, which helps us to establish a state of joy and divine bliss. Shri Sharmadaini. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sharmadaini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Well, Ishmaji, you're unsupported, as you're the support of the entire universe. Shri Niradhara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Niradharai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Well, Ishmaji, you're unstained by any limitations whatsoever. Shri Niranjana. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Niranjana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. You're the one who's untouched by any karmas or dualism. For you are Shri Nirlepa. You're not attached to anything. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirlepai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's pure and who makes everyone pure. Shri Nirmala. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one with the faultless brilliance. Shri Nishkalanka. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nishkalanka Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Shri Sahasrara Swamini Shri Mokshpradaini Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll sit in silence for 2 minutes and then be ready for Aarti.
दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने दिए अवतार, माँ कितने दिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, तू गंगा यमुना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको, माँ सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के ना जाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियाला, माँ कर दिया उजियाला। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर, दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। बोलो श्री भगवती माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
Thank you.